Don't.
You're good.
Ow! I hit my elbow.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lackeys Be Trippin' YouTube channel. Here we are. It's been a while that all of us have been together and done a year recap. We missed last year, or 2022. We didn't do a recap, which is sad.
Which I kind of missed.
Yeah.
Apparently I missed a whole year.
Yeah, Tasha's like, we did one. I said, no, we didn't. Go back and look. That was 2 years ago. And 2022 was such an awesome travel year. So maybe we'll recap that one on its own. But
Yeah.
at any rate, while it's fresh in our mind, we want to talk about 2023 because here we are in snowy Wichita, Kansas in January. And we've put another year of travel behind us. And it was a very strange year of travel. It was unorthodox by our standards. Some things didn't go smoothly, but we tried to make the most of them. So let's start out here. We've got Carter, who's now an adult and very sleepy.
Bad timing.
Yeah.
Such bad timing.
So Carter's basically an adult. And then we have Edith, who is
The
just
same.
Edie. She's the same. No, she's still a little Edie, but no, Edie's getting bigger, as you can see. Go back and watch our other year recap videos and our travel start video especially. Edie was super tiny and now she's a young woman. And then there's
me.
Tasha.
I've gotten bigger too.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
No. And then we have Thumper. Thumper is still with us, our travel bunny. So
He's
we'll grab
been
him.
with us the whole time.
He's been with us the whole time.
I just realized that.
Since day one.
No.
Not right now. We'll get him later.
We'll get him.
So let's talk about how we started 2023. Let's just start from the beginning, and then things start to escalate, de-escalate. I don't know. They start to go south.
Depends on which way you look at it, I
Yeah.
guess.
So at the end of 2022, Tasha and I ended the year in our Sprinter van. So we have this Sprinter van. We haven't talked much about it. We need to do a whole video series
Spoiler alert.
about the Sprinter. Yeah. So we van lifed it for how long? Like about a month?
Like 3 weeks.
Yeah. So it felt like a year, but we were in this van for 3 weeks.
I loved it.
That was great. It was just.
We'll have
it
a
was
whole
tiring.
We'll have a whole thing on that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So Tasha and I went. We did the van thing in Southern California, right outside of Palm Springs, at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway. They have a winter race series there. So we went for our business, Bison, and set up shop down there in the van. Met people, measured people, got some stuff sold. It was great. Then we came back here for New Year's and Christmas here in Wichita. And then we took the kids and took the RV and we went back out to Southern California. So we spent a couple months out there. We were there from early January until the end of February, right?
Yeah.
We did a lot of cool stuff out there in California. I think we started the year on a high point. It was hard to beat that first couple months of the year out there in California. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was fun. We got to see a lot of cool people. We got to go to the Shedden's house. That was cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Got to hang out with Kinsey and Jesse James and Owen and Kayla was out there.
Yeah, it turns out we have a lot of friends down there, which we knew, but then when we got down there, we're like, oh, we know a lot of people. This is really cool.
That's good.
So that was cool. We stayed around the track, and then we also did some other things in California. Guys, what was... What do you think about California? What else did we do that you liked?
Yeah, we went to Universal. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed that a lot. We went with a couple of the Landers, which was good. I enjoyed that.
All the Landers kids went.
Yeah.
Because we were right by their house.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you both like that? Did you like that too?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was your Christmas present, wasn't it? Your big gift was we got to go to Universal. You guys got to pick where you wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
You picked Universal.
What was the other option last year?
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah.
I was hedging my bet with that one.
Yeah, we're not.
Disney's real expensive and not super exciting for me. So I was like, please pick Universal. Please pick Universal.
Disney still would have been awesome, but I
Yeah,
think
Disney would have been
Universal.
cool for sure.
Yeah.
But, we're more like Fast and the Furious, Jurassic Park family than we are Mickey Mouse and Star Wars. So
True. Very true.
anyway, Universal was awesome. What was your guys' favorite part about Universal?
That one Jurassic Park ride.
Yeah, I'd say the Jurassic World ride. That was pretty awesome.
We went on it twice. Carter and I went on it twice. You guys were
We went on
looking.
it 3 times. 3 or 4 times.
You went on it 3 times. I went on it twice.
I only got to go once.
They only got to go once because they were looking for a blanket or a hoodie or something for her because it got cold.
We waited in line for so we got there and we went straight to the Simpsons Ride. That was the first ride we went to. And we were in line for what, 2.5 hours for this one ride, and it kept breaking down. So we were trying to determine if we were going to jump out of line and leave because we're like, well, this ride isn't going anywhere, or it's like we're halfway through, might as well wait. We end up waiting. We get all the way to the top, and we're literally, the chain's right there to go on the ride, and they're like, hey, ride's closed for the rest of the day. It was like vacation when they say, sorry folks, park's closed, you came all this way, you can't get in. And we literally freaked out.
They better give me. Wait, they better give us an express factor.
This is we waited all the way through. Yeah. Everybody freaked out, and then they said, listen, one cart is working, you guys can come in and be the last ride of the day, because we were already up on the platform. We couldn't even figure out how to get down.
Yeah.
And so they said, hey, listen, we're going to let you in here, but you guys have to stop freaking out. Stop screaming and yelling. We'll let you in.
To be fair, it was not our family screaming and yelling. It was the other family that came with us.
No, it was me too. I was very whiny. Edie was literally crying. We have video. We can show it. Yeah, video evidence.
I will.
But anyway, we got in there, and I'm like, if this is how the rest of this day is going to go, this is a complete waste of money. But the ride was a lot of fun, and then from there forth, we were able to get on rides. We ended up riding a lot of stuff, and we had a ton of fun. Yeah. So now we want to go back. That's a different story.
I actually really liked everything about Harry Potter, even though I've never seen Harry Potter.
I did,
I don't know
except
anything
the
about
ride gave me so much motion sickness.
I actually really liked the ride.
No, sitting in the little, like the room thing and watching the TV in front of you, it made me so sick.
Yeah. The Harry Potter ride, you sit in it sideways, and you start going sideways. And that was the last ride of the day, so I was already sick. And as soon as I saw those things going sideways, I was like, this is not going to be good.
Well, and it's like you come into a room and go up and like come out of a room and
you're constantly
you're
doing
constantly
something.
moving
Back, forth, side to side, and
spiders. Ugh.
The spiders was the cool part. I had my eyes closed most of the time.
Well, because a lot of the ride is like animated, right? So where you feel like you're like riding through part of the Harry Potter. I think that caused a lot of problems too. Was that
Soul Eaters?
But I really enjoyed the castle, like walking up to the start of the ride. You go through the castle. It's kind of a like half-scale castle, but the inside of it's amazing, and
it's huge. Like
I was
it
that half?
It just kept going.
It's sort of like one of the things where you see it and it looks a lot bigger, and then you go inside and it's tiny, but it was massive.
Yeah. They do a good job scaling things in that park, where it's like you see pictures, they look huge. You see them in person, you're like, I don't know, it's not that big, and then it actually is kind of a big thing, but it's kind of scaled down enough that it's still impressionable, but you don't need an entire state to fit everything into it, It's cool. But then again,
it was in LA, like in the middle of LA.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was going to say is, they are experts at making smaller scale things, for movies and stuff, so it makes sense. But Universal was awesome, so we could spend a whole video, and we probably should, talking about Universal. But from there, we like Carter said, we stayed with some friends of ours, the Sheddons. They have an RV park in their neighborhood, and we saw some other friends and bounced around. It was really cool. But then we left at the end of February, and we went back across the United States. So our travels really start in March every year with the Daytona 200 motorcycle race. So we have to get to Florida. We're in Southern California, got to go to Florida. Now here's the kicker. When we talk about the end of 2022 and the start of 2023, in the winter, what we've been doing is putting Rumble, our RV, putting Rumble in the shop and getting everything fixed. Because through the year...
That's really smart of us.
It's smart, and we'll explain how we learned our lesson on this one. Throughout the year, the RV breaks. It's just the nature of the beast. Any RV is going to develop problems. I try to fix as much as I can on the road, but there are bigger things and more expensive things that I can't do while we're traveling. So we earmark those to get done in the winter. Well, this past winter, because we traveled the whole time during the whole off season, the RV didn't get fixed, which meant when we hit the road, it still had a lot of stuff that was wrong with it. Anyway, we went to Florida, and Florida was fine.
We had to stop in Dallas first.
Yeah, we made a stop in Dallas. We had
kind of on the way.
Friends, weddings, bachelor parties.
That'll be a common theme here.
Yeah.
You'll see.
It's a lot of personal stuff this year, and we knew at the start of the year that was going to be a thing, which is part of the reason that we did the off-season thing in California, because we're like, okay, we can develop some business, we can generate some business in the off-season instead of staying put. We'll travel a little bit at the beginning of the year, and then we'll go back to Oklahoma and Kansas because we have weddings, we have a grandbaby coming, it's another thing, and then at the end of the year, we'll see what happens.
We totally skipped over Vegas and Havasu, and
Oh my gosh, yeah.
well, we were in after we left Southern California, we went to Las Vegas.
Yep.
Which
That
the
was so
kids,
fun.
what do you guys think of Las Vegas?
It was really cool. I
Insane.
liked, what's that one place called? The
Meow Wolf?
Oh, Meow.
Meow Wolf was fun, but the one with the mall in it, the one where we ate at and stuff.
Oh, Caesar's
Caesar's.
Palace.
Yeah, that place. That place was so cool.
Yeah, Vegas was one of those places we wanted to take the kids. Like when we first started traveling, I don't know about you, but I was always like, I want to take the kids to Vegas, and I actually think in our last recap I talked about that. But
Yep.
so it was really cool. Just like we've experienced Vegas multiple times. We've been there like 10 times, but to take them and for us to experience it a little differently with kids, it was pretty cool. It definitely wasn't like we couldn't do like the pool thing. I wish
Yeah,
we
no, it was
could've been-
different,
It was different, but
and that was fine.
yeah.
The older we get, the less I want to do all that party stuff and
Oh.
gambling and drinking. I just kind of want to do experiences, and so.
Yeah, we stayed at what's the river dam thing?
So we stayed right near the Hoover Dam,
Oh yeah.
right on Lake Mead. So
Yeah, Lake Mead. We stayed at RV park on Lake Mead, and we went to Vegas one
It's
day. We
beautiful.
were like, we'll just go one day. And we did it, and then the kids were like, can we go back to Vegas? Every time we talk,
we just
They're
start
like-
driving to go sightsee, and they're like, "But just Vegas is over there. Let's just go to Vegas." So okay, drive 45 minutes and go to the Strip. No big deal.
and we got to hang out with some friends at Lake Havasu. Also, spent a week
Yeah.
there.
It's the thing is like, this was such an unorthodox year, and it was like, at the beginning of the year, it was go go go. And by the way, while we were in Havasu, I had to put new brake calipers on the van. We lost our brakes on the Sprinter van, so we get back to Kansas and had a wedding, and
Our friends Jason and Clayton got married, and so I was in the wedding.
yeah, so the wedding was nice. After that, it was kind of like everything got jacked up. Everything was messed up.
All hell broke loose.
Yeah, we decided the RV. I was like, I don't want to hurt the RV by driving it, so let's not travel with the rig. Why don't we just take the van? I said, the Sprinter's running great now. I'll take the van. I'll go start doing this tour stuff. Hang back with the kids, Tosh, and then you fly up and
Why didn't I go?
uh,
I think I just
Yeah, there was
didn't
stuff
want to
going.
leave the kids.
yeah.
It was a long time to leave the kids. In hindsight, it wasn't that long, but Rob van lifed it on his own in Wisconsin and Illinois for what, like a month?
Yeah. I went to Chicago and then had van problems, so I had to order a turbocharger, a drive shaft, a thermostat. Everything was going wrong on the van at once. I fixed that stuff in Chicago at our friend's shop.
Again, thankfully, we have these friends that
Friends
just,
all over the
like,
place.
show up in the right places. We always have problems in the right places.
Yeah,
So
got lucky there.
thanks to our friends.
So we got that fixed up. I started to drive the van out east from there. Needed to go to Loudon, New Hampshire. So I had to go see a potential dealer in Michigan. I cut up there, and as I go up towards Michigan, the van starts breaking down again. I have another issue going on. So I figure out what it is. It's a crankshaft pulley separating. I limp it to Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is where I went to grade school, and reconnected with some old friends there in Grand Rapids, and was able to get some tools and get the crankshaft pulley shipped there. Spent a bunch of time trying to change it out. It didn't work out, but I was able to at least get the broken part off the pulley, so then I could drive it the rest of the way to Loudon. So you get to New Hampshire. Tasha flew up to New Hampshire, and at this point now, Tasha and I had the plan. If you go back and watch our last recap video, we wanted to go to Canada. We've been trying to do that since we started this.
We've been trying to go to camp for 4 years.
4 years we've been trying to do this. And we said, okay, here's what we're going to do with Canada, because we had to do this event in New Hampshire, but then The following week, there is an event in Seattle, Washington. So we could, run down below Michigan and in the northern U.S., get over there, or we could go up and take Canada over.
And it only added like 2.5 hours to go through Canada. I was like,
Yeah.
awesome, we can, and I was all excited. We can knock off like 6 provinces on our list.
Yeah. So we had to plan to hit 2 birds with 1 stone and just blaze through Canada. But I started to see the writing on the walls. Like, I don't know if this van's going to do it. So anyway, she gets the Loudon. We do the thing. We get the crankshaft pulley shipped to Loudon, and it was a whole fiasco. But we decided this isn't going to happen. Like, the van is, I'm not going to be able to get it fixed and take it out there to Washington. So she jumped in an airplane with some friends of ours that were headed to the airport. They went to Boston from Loudon, so they picked her up, took her, and then I had the van completely disassembled in a parking lot, the Planet Fitness parking lot there in New Hampshire, and it was like, okay, bye-bye, I love you, and then
That was weird.
that was it. So I spent the next week in the back lot at this little car shop fixing the van. I got it fixed up, and then she was in Washington State, and I said, there's an event in New Jersey, I'm going to drive down to New Jersey. So I took the van. Instead of trying to get to Washington, I went to New Jersey. I stopped in like Philadelphia, checked some things out. I stopped in New York City. I boondocked in Manhattan in the van. That was cool. And then went to New Jersey. Anyway, do all that. Tasha then continues from Washington. She jumped in an RV with a friend of ours who works for Moto America, and she started driving with her.
Yeah, so I rode down with her and her daughter from Seattle to not Southern California, to, actually, I can't even remember the name of the town now, I'll have to look it up, but went to do wine country together, so that was pretty cool because we had about a week in between events. That was super awesome, let me stay in her RV with her. I went to Laguna Seca, did the Laguna Seca event. She was like, well, you can just ride with me. That way you can help with, she has like a 2-year-old, and she was driving this RV by herself. So I went with her. I went all the way up. She dropped me off at the Spokane airport and just like pulled up in the RV to the airport, dropped me off, and I jumped on a plane and actually flew to Colorado. Meanwhile,
I'm on the other side of the United States trying to get back from New Jersey. So I blazing back. I try to hit some potential dealers on the way back and do visits. I got a little bit of food poisoning on the way back. I was sick for a night. And then I ended up getting real close to Wichita. I was 30 miles from Wichita, and the van blew up. So the van...
But just like kind of, right?
The van blew up. I mean, the engine just exploded. So... luckily, I was very close to home, but it was very hot. I think it was 105 degrees that day.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of freaking nowhere in Kansas, and so it was really depressing. And we got the van towed back, and I just like hugged my kids and cried when I got back because it was just a lot. It was a very mentally taxing period of time. But I had to get right back in the truck and load it up and go to Colorado. So I met her, picked her up at the Denver airport, and then we did an event out there.
Took Edie with us.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, what happened while we were gone? Carter, what did you do?
These poor kids over here, they
I
haven't
know.
had much to talk about this second half of the year. It was pretty brutal.
It was pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, I got a job at Chick-fil-A, so I've been working there for the past however long.
When did you start there? Like the end of the summer,
July
right?
27th or something.
In the summer. So he's working at Chick-fil-A.
Kicking butt.
Doing awesome. He knows that he has to put a hold on that soon. We'll get to that. But so he started working. She jumped in the truck with Dad, picked me up at the airport in Colorado. We did an event, and then we came back here. We ended up doing 2 events where just in the truck. Thankfully, we had some friends that are racers that had an RV that they had extra space in. That we just took the truck. We went to Minnesota for an event, and then we went to Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh for an event.
completely forgot that we just took
Two
the
different
truck to
ones. We
those.
went up and back, up and back. Just took the truck, stayed with them in the RV, came back for each event, left the kids here. Thankfully, my parents and my brother and sister-in-law
Family came in
awesome,
clutch this year.
helping with the
Big time.
kiddos. So then,
We had to get to this Jersey event.
well, hold on. Before that, we had all these vehicle problems. What did we decide? We were like at our breaking point. We were like, what the heck are we? Do we just like? We were literally like, do we just sell everything and get a house again? Do we just get an apartment? Like, we were just going through pretty much every scenario in our heads. Like, what should we do next? Is the world trying to tell us something? Or universe trying to tell us something?
Yeah, because where we were with our RV, the Outlaw wasn't in bad shape, but we kind of outgrew it. So we outgrew that floor plan for our needs. Our business keeps growing. We need to do different things with our living situation. The kids are getting bigger.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah. So the Outlaw, we were just kind of making do with it. And I was like, hold up. What if we just got a cheap rig? Because we looked at expensive stuff, like replacing our Outlaw with something bigger and badder. And that was just, we couldn't afford it. It wasn't in the cards. So I said, what if we went the complete opposite route and we buy an old, cheap RV that needs work and we just kind of restore it ourselves? And that's what we ended up doing. So here we are.
Surprise.
We're in this RV.
So we drove to Texas,
Mm-hmm.
bought an RV, and there's I'm sure there'll be a whole video about
Oh yeah,
that
lots of
process.
videos about this thing. But
And here we are in large March. We bought a new RV. Still have Rumble. We had to finish out the season. We're like, we have one event left. We were maybe not going to go, but we just hadn't spent much time in the area. We needed to get up there for some customers and just felt like we needed to be there, have a presence. So we actually both of us flew to Jersey, rented a van on, what's it called?
rented a van anyway.
From like the nicest couple ever. Went to the event, dropped the van back off, came home. We did take the new RV to Coda, to Austin, Texas.
Yeah, the trip to Coda in this thing was brutal. That's when we found out for real that we had a pretty big electrical issue with this RV. It's a long story, but basically I have to replace the transfer switch, the converter, the inverter, a bunch of wiring, a fuse box. Like I got to redo the electrical system in this because it's just shot. And we didn't know that. I knew something was going on with it, but I didn't know what. The problem with that is it was 105, 110 degrees between our trip from Kansas down to Austin, Texas, and we were all dying. So then we got down there, and the generator wanted to overheat because it was so hot. So I actually went to Harbor Freight. I got a fan and I put under there to blow some air on the generator, and it stayed going despite it being so hot outside. Kept both air conditioners going, and even with both ACs cranking on high, it was like 85, 90 degrees inside the RV, but that's better than the 110 degrees it was outside. It was unbearable.
Yeah. And that wasn't a us problem. That was like everybody. At Coda.
Everybody's generators were overheating. Yeah.
And I would say this RV did way better than Rumble would have done. We would have been screwed.
Anybody with a gas generator, because this is a diesel RV and a diesel generator, anybody with a gas generator, gas RV, there was no keeping those generators on. They were just overheating.
Yeah.
So, and then to make matters worse, continuing to learn this RV, we had this big manual awning. We had this big awning that we put out. We'll do a video about this,
We
I
need
think.
to just do a whole Coda video.
But the awning, basically, I left it out overnight. I didn't really know how to operate it. And I was like, yeah, we'll be fine. Well, a big windstorm came and essentially ripped the roof off of the RV. So we've got it pasted together. I got everything back together. It's a long story, but it was a freaking nightmare. About 3 a.m, we spent an hour and a half, 2 hours outside wrestling this awning to keep it from completely getting taken by the wind. It did some damage, but we were able to get it put back together. It was a nightmare. But going down the road, this has been a great RV. So
Yeah.
we're just figuring out the nuances.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get back, and really we've been pretty stationary. We had a grandbaby born. So Finn Allen was born to our oldest son Quentin and his wife Carissa. And we've kind of just stayed in the area because we haven't wanted to travel much with this RV until we get it fixed up. And we've been trying to fix everything else up, trying to fix the Outlaw up for sale. We got a new engine put in the Sprinter. And then on top of everything, we got Carter a Honda Element that we thought would run forever because it's a Honda.
Were you so excited to get your first car, Carter?
Mm-hmm. So excited. And then
And how long that lasts?
a month, maybe.
No, it was
like
2 weeks.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah, we drove it. We had this Element for 2 weeks. Carter drove it to work, maybe for a week.
And then what happened, Carter?
Yeah.
We were driving down to Oklahoma and it just, boom, stopped working.
The engine went.
The engine
Yep.
blew on the Honda. We couldn't have predicted any of this.
Yeah, actually, just yesterday we brought it home. Our friend TJ, another friend coming in clutch here in Wichita, loaned us his shop space, his tools, because we had a lot of our tools stolen. And he gave us a whole lot of help. We couldn't have done it without him. We got the engine swapped out. We were fortunate to find a used one in Oklahoma City cheap.
Yeah.
Picked it up, and it's running great now. So, and we bought a new Jeep Gladiator. We traded in
yeah.
Rango and got a Jeep, and so we have to set the Jeep up for flat towing.
That was a moment where I was like, with all the vehicle issues we've had and Rango was about to go out of warranty, I was like, no.
Yeah.
We need to, I don't care if it's more, we have to have a vehicle that we know is good.
It's gonna be solid. Yeah, Rango was great. It's a great truck, but it was only like 500 miles left in the powertrain warranty.
I was like, with
And
the R-Lock, who knows?
We got a screaming deal on the Jeep, and they gave us good money for the trade-in. We just went ahead and did it, and we always wanted a Jeep, and this one's awesome. It's a truck. So anyway, we're enjoying that, but it will be nice to have the Sprinter fixed and sold, the Outlaw fixed and sold. The Honda's now running. Carter's got his own car. We'll get the Jeep set up, get this RV fixed up, and then we'll be able to just focus on our thing, because right now it's like it's hard for us to make plans and to focus. So
with that being said, what are you guys most excited about for 2024? This actually, I don't know for sure, but this may be our last year with Carter. He is definitely gone above and beyond with his schooling, and he's already a senior halfway through his junior year. So he's going to be finishing up school probably in May, and who knows what Carter is going to be doing in the future. But what are you guys excited for 2024? What's the one thing you're like, can't wait to do that this year?
I've got a couple things, but at the end of February and the beginning of March, I'm going to go snowboarding again, which I'm very excited for. And then right after that, we're going to Universal again, which I'm very, very excited about again.
We did the Christmas gift thing where they got to pick, and it was between which 3 options, Edith? You remember?
Of course you don't remember. It was Universal, Legoland, and Busch Gardens, right?
Yep, in
Yeah.
Florida though, not in California this year. So they chose Universal again because it's a different Universal.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to compare them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
You know, hear good things about both of them. Although I've heard the Jurassic World ride at Universal Florida is super ghetto compared to California's.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Really?
I don't
Yeah.
know how they would top
California's
that
was
other
awesome.
one.
No, I think Florida's was first, and they've just kind of let it go. Like half the stuff doesn't work. I watched a video about it the other day, so it made good.
Oh, that's
So.
a bummer.
Yeah, maybe they'll fix it up before we get there.
Hmm.
But anyway, I'm sure it'll be great. And
What are you most
Yeah.
looking forward to, Edith?
Universal.
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 That's it. I don't know
How
anything
about
else.
traveling wise? I know Universal's always, but is there anything that you guys have on your bucket list traveling wise that you haven't seen yet? Or...
Hawaii. Going to Hawaii.
Go to Japan.
Oh my god!
Stop it.
I think this is the only way to keep Carter around is that we go to Japan and go international.
Yeah. problem. It might be the only way you keep me around. Keep me in on this. I mean, not around.
Maybe we should just backpack. Do the backpacking thing.
If we keep breaking stuff and running out of money, that's what we're going to have to do.
Let's just do Airbnbs and Airbnb hop.
Oh, man. You know, I kind of feel like we've gone backwards in so many different ways. Like when we started, we had a nice late model RV. We had a house still. We had a brand new truck. We had all this stuff. And now we don't have a house. We sold a house so we could keep going. We're getting rid of our nice late model RV and living in a $20,000 RV. We did get a truck, but I mean, we got a new truck, but that's only out of necessity. We just keep like throwing stuff in, and it's mostly because of our business. We keep trying to grow our business, and so that's where we're dedicating our funds and our money. But it's just been, it's been a little frustrating, honestly, looking back, you know, because I just feel like the margin for error is tightening. You know, it's like we've expended all of our fallback options. But anyway, we're making do with what we got. And this year, even though right now it's January, we're supposed to be planning things, and a lot of it is still in limbo. We'll get it figured out, and it'll be great. So one way or another, we'll be in Florida.
Because we're going to manifest it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great year, guys.
Should I go get Thumper for the ending?
Yeah, go get Thumps.
Okay.
Let's wrap this thing up.
The boy. This guy was much smaller last time.
It's the boy.
He was on
This
one of
dude.
these Ray Caps
Hey,
too.
buddy.
Oh, okay. He wants me. He likes me the
Yeah.
best. Hold on. Let me
He says
not
she
like
doesn't mess with me. Everybody else does.
Oh, what is happening?
Fluff everywhere. Why'd
So
you
much
do that?
fur.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So the
there's
rabbit's
Thumper.
doing great. He's got his own area. We'll give you guys a tour of this RV, and we still need to do a video talking about, you know, this rig compared to our last one. There's good things about both, and you know,
pros and cons.
pros and cons. So we need to do that. But anyway,
RV
truck
life
along.
is a life of pros and cons.
Compromise. There's no perfect solution. That's what I would say. So we're trying to figure that out, navigate it, but we're doing all right. So there you have it. That was our 2023. All over the place. It's a huge mess, like I'm sure this video is going to present. And then 2024, who knows? We'll just see what happens. We do have some cool things, though.
Throw stuff.
Absolutely.
See how it falls.
Yeah, we're
We
gonna
do
throw
have
dark
some
sparkles.
exciting things happening this year. Yeah.
But there's a week
You don't
thing.
know yet.
No, there's a week-long commitment that your mom and I have at the end of January here,
Oh, right.
and then there's a week at the end of February as well. So
Lots
that's
of exciting things.
right before we go on the road to Daytona. We're gonna have a big event right before that. That's gonna be crazy. So I have to have everything done before we get going.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for watching. As always, subscribe to our channel and click the bell for notifications. At least like this video. There's rabbit fur everywhere. Oh my gosh, just what a mess.
Confetti!
So anyway,
Birdie!
Put them on the ground.
love you all. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
Oh,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ow! Oh, he is.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.